Hello, everyone. I want to just give you a little information about shamanism. And many people think that shamanism is just talking to spirits and leading someone into maybe a spiritual connection or taking something and taking your mind to another place. And shamanism does involve meditation and connecting with spirits, but there are, from what I know in my lineage, there's five different levels, and I'm a five element shaman, right? Which means I interact on multiple levels. A lot of people like me for the earth portion of it, and that's with the healing and the herbalism, and that's one part of it. There is that part of connecting with spirits and getting guidance from spirits and healing with spirits. And then there's the part that people forget. In traditional shamanism, the shaman was the medicine person, the medicine woman, the medicine man, the warrior, but they were also the guide. Before people would go to war or move or anything or get married, all those different things, they would consult the shaman to see what was best for their life. And of course, definitely the healer. And I think I may have told you guys before that, like, I have the ability to do healing without things, right? The things are tools, but my energy, my presence brings healing. And that is something to where people would go and sit at the foot of the shaman for healing. And when I was young, like I used to have to go be in the presence of people because they wanted my protection, my healing, or whatever it was they were seeking. And I was a kid. So I know shamanism has become a big thing in the US, and I don't get into what other practices are. I can only deal with from my history, right? I can't get into neo shamanism or this or that other, or whether or not a person is a shaman because of particular reasons. I only know in my lineage, one, I'm the last one right now, and I'm hoping that's not going to be the case forever in my family. Um, so there are different things. Yes, we do prayers, we do meditations, we go into the hibernation seasons, we get communications from spirits about things that are going to happen. So we fall into those realms of the psychics and all those things. Um, when it comes to like healing, because I have my great grandfather's in me, and he was a shaman, I literally hear herbs. I hear something would come up, and I would be given the herb, and then the scientist in me does the little research and find out that it's the right herb. Um, before I ever became like went to school for things, I was given information, and that's what caused me to go to school to learn more. Um, the, what we do, some people look at it as occult, and it's not. And then in my faith, a shaman can have religious beliefs as far as believing in the universal creator. As a matter of fact, it's kind of a requirement um, for us to believe in something outside of ourselves, but also within ourselves. Because, see, I know that this DNA that's within me and this lineage is helping me with things. So, shamanism is different depending on who you go to. And that's important because depending on what you're seeking, what type of shaman you're looking for. And I'm very fortunate to be a five element shaman, so I work in five realms. Um, Most people are at one or two element shamans. Um, and, and that's fine. Everybody's different. But our lives are different. I was incarnated at a certain time to where I just so happened to be end up at this realm, the five element shaman. So I just wanted to mention that because I have people come to me and they say, well, what can you do? What do you do? And it's like, well, I'm working in five different elements, so I do a lot of things. My question becomes, what are you seeking? And most of the time, as soon as I ask them what they're seeking, I get the answer of what they're seeking. And that throws people off guard because they're like, well, how do you know that? It's like, well, because if I ask a question, I get the answer. So, anyway, people want to know, can they become a shaman? There's lots of people who are training people to become a neo shaman and things of that nature. So, it is possible for you to, and I don't know the rules within those elements because that's not what I work within. Um, I have someone in my lineage that I'm hoping will be trained, that I will be able to train this person. Um, so we'll see when the time comes if that is doable. Uh, you know, I have some teachings that I've put out to some people who are already here, but they haven't embraced the culture because it is kind of a lonely road, a lot of, because I spend a lot of time in a meditative state. I spend a lot of time having to get answers and stuff, and it's one reason why I'm like in my RV by myself most of the time. So that can be difficult for people who need to have a lot of communication. But if I'm to help people, I have to be in tune. You see these hairs, I have to be in tune in order to help them. So just a little shamanism Q&A. You guys have a great one.